Alright, so I just got back from watching a Minecraft movie, the latest big budget video game movie. So that has a very, very heavy following online because this movie, since the trailers have been released, has been memed online to death. Basically a lot of lines that Jack Black says. Most of it is just Jack Black's character, Steve. Saying things from the game and calling them out by name and all that. He does that so much that it's been memed. And so I'll get to that in a second and how that affected my experience viewing this movie. But besides just the movie, it's the first movie about Minecraft. And I'm surprised it took them this long because Minecraft's been around for almost forever at this point. And since I was like 9, I think. And, it's the best-selling video game of all time. Everybody knows what Minecraft is. And, so I've played it. I'm not a huge fan of Minecraft. My brother got into it a lot more than I ever did. But I am aware of it enough to know about it, and I've played enough of it. I've kind of fallen off a little bit. I haven't played it in years, but this is not something that I'm ignorant of. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog or anything like that. I know enough that I'm not necessarily going in blind. So, that being said, I am not as diehard of a fan as a lot of people in this theater that I was in were. There were a lot of middle school preteens in the theater with me, and they were yelling and screaming and jumping up and down when certain things were happening, it was the latest Marvel movie or something. And look, I think they're doing it ironically because of the memes, like I mentioned before. Clearly they all like Minecraft, but I don't think this movie's fooling anybody. It's not very good. It's not awful. You can tell they're trying, especially the actors, particularly Jack Black and Jason Momoa, who I love, by the way. And clearly they and most of the other actors, they all know what kind of movie they're in, especially, like I said, Jack Black and Jason Momoa. So they just dial the cheesiness up to 11, and they just go all in on, just hamming it up. Jack Black is an exposition machine in this movie, and he could have been one of the most boring characters, but he acts so out there and just makes things so interesting to watch that I have mad respect for Jack Black in this movie. He's really trying. Same with Jason Momoa. Not that anybody else in the movie is bad, but those are the two standouts for me. They definitely took the material and elevated it. The director of this movie is the director of Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, which are two movies that are kind of almost cult classic. I think they're a little too mainstream to be considered cult classics, but, they're known for their kind of weird humor. And I don't love those movies, but I can appreciate how weird they are and how unique they are. And a little bit of that energy, that weird humor energy, does come through in this movie. But you can tell this is basically like there's the corporate overlords at Warner Brothers are like, the movie needs to be like this. And then there's Jared Hess who's saying, yeah, but let's make it kind of funny. And then they're fighting at each other the whole movie. And then this is what we get, a movie that's kind of half and half. It starts off mostly funny, and then by the third act, it gets real boring and lame. So, take of that what you will. The movie, it's not, hilarious. I wished it was more like the Lego Movie, which I think is the perfect example of a movie that could have been just corporate nonsense that was just made to be a cash grab for a popular product, and instead was something that was charming and hilarious and engaging and inventive. This isn't quite that. It's trying to be like that, but it's not quite that. So I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. My experience was elevated by the crowd, but also they got annoying after a while, these kids. So my experience was also decreased by the crowd. So this really is a movie of push and pull, give and take for me. I don't love Minecraft enough to feel that passionately about it. I do think this movie will be very successful, but that's not because it's good. It's just because of the popularity of the memes and the game itself. So if you really like Minecraft and you're a big Minecraft fan, definitely go watch it. It's worth watching just to see a movie of your favorite game. If you have passing interest in Minecraft, you could, maybe watch it once it hits streaming, I guess. If you are related to someone who loves Minecraft and they really want you to watch this movie with them, you could do a lot worse. I can't guarantee that you'll like it, but it's not gonna be the most, garbage fire thing you've ever seen. So if you fall into any of those categories, you can go ahead and watch it. If you don't care about Minecraft and you don't know anybody that cares about Minecraft, you don't need to watch this movie ever. So you can just go ahead and stay away. So those are my thoughts on a Minecraft movie.